Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Tyler Rugge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, if you couldn't tell by the title, we are going to be introducing a new member to our family today, and that is going to be a bunny. I have a lot to say in today's video, so it's just, you gotta sit tight for the ride, and it's bunny content. It's what you guys have been asking for, so that is what I'm giving you today. Here is the bun herself. This is Olive. She is a little bunny that I just rescued. I got her from a rabbit rescue here in Michigan. I think it's called the Midwest Rabbit Rescue. I'll link it down below. But I really want to ask a huge favor of you guys, and that is for you to donate some money to this rabbit rescue. I'll link down below their website where you can donate them some money, and that is because they are in need of donations by far. I went there, and it was so shocking how many rabbits they had. And the thing is, they weren't even really like at capacity with the amount of rabbits they had, but they had a ton of rabbits, and all of the rabbits had like really good cages, and they were taken out to exercise and to play, and it was just amazing how well they took care of their rabbits. And also they were sharing me so many stories of cases of neglect with rabbits that they deal with all the time, and they use so much of their donation money to get a lot of these rabbits veterinary care and to solve so many issues, because so many of these rabbits come in terrible shape because just so many people get rabbits, have no idea what they're doing, and end up neglecting them and then dropping them off at these rescues, and they only have a limited amount of resources and money that they have to use for all these neglected rabbits. And it takes a lot of money to fix a lot of these problems. And they even told me that they've been having to turn down rabbits recently because they simply don't have enough donations to keep taking in more and more rabbits. So I want to ask you guys to please donate any amount of money you can to this rescue, because they are really in need of donations. And they do such a great job caring for these rabbits and getting them back up to great health and then finding them amazing homes. They are very knowledgeable about rabbits. Like when I went there, they asked me so many questions about my rabbits and how I take care of them, and just making sure that they were giving a rabbit a good home. So that's definitely the type of rescue that I want to support. And there aren't a lot of rabbit rescues here in Michigan. There just simply aren't a lot of rabbit rescues, and there are so many rabbits every single day that are needing a new home. So please, I don't want to make this the whole video, but please, I'd really just appreciate it if you could leave any donation, even if it's just $1 or $3, $5. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. Any amount counts and makes a huge difference. So please, in the name of Olive and all the other bunnies that have needed help, please leave them a donation. They would really appreciate it, and so will all the bunnies out there that need saving and need help. But yeah, that's my spiel about rabbit rescues. But today we are talking about Olive. So Olive is a bun, clearly. And I'm pretty sure she's 2 years old. I'm not 100% sure. I don't exactly remember. I'm sure it says on the paperwork or something, so I could look. But I'm pretty sure she's 2 years old. And she's a female bunny, and she is spayed. And Desmond, the bunny that I bonded her with, is neutered, so they're both fixed. I'm not going to end up with baby buns. And I definitely always encourage getting your rabbit fixed, because it not only helps with behavioral issues, but it also really helps avoid a lot of health issues, and it will make it so your rabbit will live longer. So I definitely recommend getting your rabbit fixed if it's not already. Even if you're housing your rabbit alone, it's important to get them fixed. Basically, I took Desmond, my other bunny, to this rabbit rescue, and I chose a few bunnies that I thought would be a good fit for Desmond, and we put them together to see how they would act. And the rabbits made it really hard for me to choose which one was best, because Desmond got along with all of them so well. Desmond is just such a gentleman. He just does a great job. He isn't very picky when it comes to finding a pair, I guess. And he just wanted all of them. I ended up going with Olive because Olive was like the chillest of all the rabbits that Desmond met. A couple of them were kind of like playful and stuff, but Desmond is a really chill bun. Desmond does not like wanna run around and play and be all hyper. He is very, very chill and laid back. So I wanted to get another bunny that would also be chill and laid back so that they could just chill together. So that's how I ended up choosing Olive. So even though Olive and Desmond hit it off really well when they first met, I still had to make sure that they were bonded. So when I brought them home, I had to kind of put them both together in a neutral territory that wasn't Desmond's cage because they weren't bonded yet. So I ended up keeping them in my bathroom for like 2.5 weeks and just making sure that they were getting along really well. And I'll show some footage of that, but there isn't really a whole lot to talk about because, ow, don't chew on me. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys some footage of them in the bathroom just like being rabbits. But basically, they did not give me much to talk about at all. Like, they got along super well, had no issues with like not getting along. I am so lucky because Desmond is just such a cool rabbit. And, you know, a lot of people sometimes have issues getting their rabbits to bond. Sometimes rabbits will fight and stuff before they actually start to bond with each other. And some rabbits don't bond or get along together at all ever. You know, it was definitely a worry of mine that I was going to bring a rabbit home who would end up never liking Desmond or Desmond wouldn't like them. But they're both, like I said, just super chill. They get along really well. Luckily, I just had no issues at all. I just kept them in the bathroom just to make sure that nothing went wrong. And, you know, they were completely fine. So then I moved them into the big cage playpen thing that I have Desmond in the rabbit room. And they've just been doing great. So here's the footage of them in my bathroom, pooping everywhere and just having a grand old time. Yeah, like I said, they got along super well in the bathroom, so after like 2.5 weeks, I ended up moving Olive in with Desmond in the rabbit room, and they have still been doing great. So before I show you guys the final footage of them together in their final destination, the rabbit room, I wanted to talk about why I chose to get another rabbit and just talk about some general things I get asked a lot, because I just thought this was a good video to go over some things. So a lot of people have been asking me, a lot of people always ask me like, Tyler, why don't you have a friend for Desmond? And people ask me like why I went this long without getting Desmond a friend and stuff like that. So to be completely honest with you guys, when I first got Desmond, I wasn't aware of the fact that rabbits were like really social animals. This was back before I even had a YouTube channel, and I didn't have a lot of animals really at all. Desmond was like one of the first animals I got that was like my own pet. So back then I very much like wasn't aware of all the misinformation that constantly goes around about animals. I wasn't aware how deep into research you should go before getting something, like aside from just asking pet store employees different questions. So when I got Desmond, I simply didn't know how social they were. I didn't realize that they really should be kept with other rabbits. So I only got Desmond, and, you know, I set up Desmond's cage in my parents' house and everything like that. And, you know, I spent a lot of time with him. I let him out a lot, and I tried to like give him as much attention as I possibly could. When I was looking up like rabbit care guides and stuff online, a lot of them just don't really mention that, hey, rabbits are social and they should be with another bunny. And a lot of people even argue, I feel like, online about whether or not it is actually necessary to keep rabbits together, and people ask me if I think that it is mandatory to have at least 2 rabbits because of how social they are. Some people say if you spend enough time with your rabbit, then they're fine. And I always thought Desmond would be fine alone just because he doesn't like care about anything. He doesn't, when I put him with other rabbits, he gets along with them. He doesn't like try to attack them or anything, but he also doesn't really like show any sort of emotion around them. He's just kind of like chill. He's like, all right guys, I'm just gonna sit here and not do anything. Also, aside from that, I did, ever since I heard rabbits were social, I did want to get Desmond another bunny to bond with, because I just figured 2 bunnies are gonna bond with each other a hell of a lot more than I'm gonna bond with Desmond. And it will probably be better for him than just having me. I had Desmond's cage set up at my parents' house. I lived with my parents. My parents weren't completely on board with getting another rabbit because I didn't want to get another rabbit unless my parents let me expand Desmond's cage and make it a lot bigger, because I didn't want to have 2 rabbits in Desmond's cage. I just felt like it wasn't big enough for 2. Yeah, they weren't really on board with me getting another rabbit, so there wasn't like a whole lot I could do about that, so I just figured I would get another rabbit once I move out, I have my own place, and I feel like I have enough space for 2 rabbits. So now that I have my own place and I have the rabbits in their own room, I just figured now is a good time to finally get Desmond a rabbit and try to socialize him with it. And it went really, really well. And for anyone who's gonna ask me if I think that you should keep your rabbit in pairs, I'm gonna say yes. Whether or not it's like 100% necessary, I don't know. I'm not a rabbit expert. I feel like I can't tell you that if you have 1 rabbit, you have to get another one and try to bond them. Sometimes bonding rabbits isn't easy, so it is kind of tricky in that aspect if you have a rabbit that you don't think gets along with other rabbits. I feel like there's different factors you have to take into consideration when you're deciding if you should get another rabbit for the rabbit you already have at home. But I do think that rabbits would be a lot happier together in pairs than they would be alone. And I think that rabbits get along with each other and form a stronger connection than they do with people. If I could go back and get 2 rabbits when I first got Desmond, I would definitely have done that. And if I could have gotten another rabbit for Desmond sooner, I would have done that too. It's just that there were like circumstances that were stopping me from doing that. Going on in the future, if I were to ever get more rabbits, I would always keep them in at least pairs. I just think it's better and it's more natural for them to be with other rabbits, because in the wild, rabbits are together. All right, so anyways, now that I'm done babbling, let's just go to the footage of Desmond and Olive together, living their best life in the rabbit room and being best bunny pals. Alright guys, so I guess that's basically it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so you get notified every time I upload. And also follow me on all my social media and my vlog channel. Those will be linked down in the description below. And me, Olive, and Desmond will see you guys in my next video.